Our guest today had one of the best starts an act could ever possibly wish for in the world of music. They scored a top 5 hit and a top 5 album just a couple years back, but they are back now in 2018 with some of their most authentic work to date. Please give a warm welcome to A Great Big World.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks.
How's it going, guys?
It's all right.
It's all right? Just all right. All right, we're going to work on that.
No, this is where we used to go to school, like this area.
I was going to say, this must be a pretty cool press stop for you guys, because you guys kind of came together right down the road here at NYU.
Yeah.
At NYU, and I haven't been here, this area, really.
Bope's library is like right there.
But this used to be the Tower Records.
I was gonna ask.
Oh,
That's my next question.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
were you guys here when this was a tower?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you remember any CDs you picked up back in the day at this location?
I don't know if
think
I
I
was still
did.
buying CDs.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, but it was here.
But it was here.
You were ahead of the trend. You were like downloading music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember my first MP3 player at NYU.
What, like an regular iPod?
It was like Rhapsody. I think that was
Oh,
the.
yeah.
Wow.
Remember Rhapsody?
Yeah.
Yeah. They might still be. Sorry. Anyway, yeah.
No, I love it. No, because you know what? That's a great place to start. Is you guys met at NYU, and as I understand it, you sought him out. And I'm always fascinated by this because I'm not an artist myself. But how do you know that that somebody is somebody you want to collaborate with? That artistic chemistry. Like, how can you sort of identify that?
I think sometimes in life you meet people that you feel like you've known forever, and like, I'm talking like eternity, like past lives and stuff like that. If you're into that sort of thing, but like I met Chad, and I transferred into NYU. I didn't have a lot of friends because it's hard to transfer into a big school in a big city like that. And I knew he wrote music, and when I met him, there was just something that pulled me to him, and I think I was a little off-putting.
Yeah, I definitely did not feel the same.
Yeah.
I remember. I remember being a little freaked out by how aggressive Ian was being. Like, when are we gonna hang out? He would like call me up and be like, "Seriously, can we put it on the
Well,
calendar?"
he lived down the block from me, and he never wanted to hang out with me.
Yeah.
So there had to be a moment where you kind of came around to the idea of working together. Was it a song? Was it a jam session? What was it?
He was at the practice rooms in at the Kimmel Center on Washington Square South, and I knew he was going to be there because I had asked him, and he said, "I'm practicing trumpet. I can't meet up tonight." So then I booked a practice room at the same time, and I went down the hallways looking through every little window until I found him and knocked on his door.
And then once I heard him play the piano, I was like, "Oh, we should be friends."
You were sold.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I make friends.
The persistence, I dig it. No, you guys have always fascinated me, though, because from a musical background, just watching your interviews over the years, you know, Ian, you're somebody who always kind of cites an artist like Ben Folds as somebody who, you know, you really enjoy and kind of draw from, maybe. And then, Chad, you're kind of more the traditional pop guy. You know, you cite Max Martin, Lady Gaga, kind of that big pop sound. So how did you guys first bond over music, and how do you blend those two worlds into the great stuff we get from you guys?
Interesting. I think Chad and I are both like big melody people. I think at the end of the day, no matter like what we've listened to, and so when we write songs, we start with melodies. And I heard some of the melodies he was singing, and he heard some of mine, and when we started singing together, it was like kind of like a third voice, and it's something that we couldn't run away from.
We also grew up during like when like Disney's
Yeah.
Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast all came out, and I don't know, it kind of shocked the world. And that during that time, I feel like we were so influenced by music.
So
I
we do have
remember
that. We do have that in common.
Yeah.
We have the Disney movie.
The love of
musicals.
Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are the new Disney movies holding up, in your opinion? You guys, any new favorites in terms of music? Disney music?
I'm a sucker for the old stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
So let's compare notes. What's your favorite Disney song?
I think it would be A Whole New World.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. From Aladdin, of course,
Yeah.
and then Chad?
The first song of Beauty and the Beast is, I think it's called Belle, right?
Yeah. Where she's like running around the
Yeah.
neighborhood saying hi to everybody.
Little town, quiet people. Yeah, that one. That one's
Very nice, very nice. That's awesome, guys. I want to touch on, of course, the new stuff, but I there's a question that I ask acts that are as fortunate as you guys are that have come on the show that sort of they just, you know, they hit that home run so early on in their career. guests like Vance Joy with Riptide comes to mind. We had Milky Chance on the show. We're talking about Stolen Dance. These sort of songs that just take on a life of their own. Of course, you guys have a song like that with Say Something a couple of years ago. I always ask this question of, if you could go back in a perfect world, would that be the song that you met the world with? And I'm almost positive with you guys it isn't. And the reason I'm so positive is because when you look back at your music then, at that point, there's like 1 or 2 ballads, right? The chances of that being this, massive song for you guys, and the first song for you guys is so funny looking back, so ironic rather. What is your relationship with Say Something today? For better and for worse.
Right. Well, today, it almost feels like a cover when I perform it. Like it feels like it's so out of body. It so belongs to the world that it's so nutty to think that we were like these kids in like my bedroom, like who were both sad writing that song. I'm feeling the most alone that we've ever felt, and that it's like a super like that whole thing. It's like it was a super spiritual experience for us when that song connected and
What we actually fought the label when they were like, "It's Say Something. We got to go to radio. We got to do everything. It's Say Something is the biggest single ever." And we were just like, "Hold on, there's no way." And then we finally were like, "Okay."
We almost didn't. So that song had been out for a long time. So it had already been out for like 5 or 6 years before it had the success that it had. So it was the last song that we thought would do what it did at the time when it did it. And I was a solo artist first, so that song came out when it was Ian Axel, and then when we formed A Great Big World, we, at the last second, decided to re-record that song for whatever reason. Maybe that we saw a bunch of covers on YouTube, and we're like, hey, maybe we should record this song. And then, and that's when So You Think You Can Dance reached out to us while we were wrapping it up, saying they wanted to use the old Say Something for a dance. And then we're like, wait, we have this new version. We forced the label to throw it up on iTunes, and then the rest is history. Christina heard it like a week or 2 later.
Right. It's so funny you say it sounds like a cover. Sometimes when you play, because when Vance Joy was on the show, he's like, sometimes he's playing that song Riptide that went everywhere, a couple of years ago, and he has to take a step back and be like, oh yeah, this is my song.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. I want to talk about the new music though, because Younger, I'm not just saying this because you guys are in front of me right now, has been on repeat since I first found out about it. Just what a great song. I mean, really. And such a different song, of course, from Say Something as we were just talking about. But I love this sentiment, I wish I was younger. Where is that sort of born out of? Is that a real life sort of wish of you guys?
Yeah, I think Younger was actually the first song we wrote for this album. And I think we were just sitting at the piano, and Ian and I were both feeling really nostalgic and really like reflective, and feeling like we're missing that like lack of inhibition that we had as kids. As kids, you don't really think, you don't feel the responsibility. At least we didn't. We didn't feel the responsibility of the weight of the world, as heavy. And so I think it's getting back to that feeling. And Ian was like, I want to be younger, and then we were like, I wish I was younger.
But also, like when we were writing this album, we took a step back, and we wanted to take a lot of time and shut out a lot of the outside noise and opinions from our label, from management, from even friends and family, and so we took a step back, and I was just feeling stressed out, and kind of like I was missing the creativeness that I felt like I used to have. Like when we sit down at a piano, it's like, how do you write a song? How do we do this again? How do we do this? And why does this feel like work right now? And I wanna. There was a time when it didn't feel like this, and let's get back there. Let's get back to when we met at college.
Right.
The feeling that we had.
Now, do you think that was born out of that stress you kind of allude to there? Is that born out of just expectations?
Yeah, expectations. Also, when you get older, you don't deal with stuff. You keep tying the knot, and you get and then also like pressures and like responsibilities financially, and just there's more at stake suddenly.
Yeah,
amazing.
There was before we had even the first album, we were just writing to write. And it was sort of like, let's get back to that place where it's just like, we're just writing because we enjoy this, because it moves us. And so that was really a key point on this next record. It was like, let's not listen to anyone else and just write with that in mind, and like just stay present and in the flow.
Versus trying to follow up a song like Say Something. Like how do you follow that up? Because we didn't try to do that. We were just writing from our heart. So so it's harder than I thought it would have been to kind of shut everything out and not let my insecurities get in the way of the magic.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. We have so many acts, musicians, artists on the show, some that have been, doing this for 20 years, 30 years. And sometimes, they use this platform to campaign for things you've already achieved, right? A top Billboard hit on the charts, a Grammy Award, of course. You guys got that out of the way so quickly. What is that outlook like now on a career, right? Because those are such aspirational goals for people that keep them going and going and going for so many years and even decades in some cases. You guys already have those things. So not that you have to have goals, but what's your outlook now? What is your what are your goals in the world of music?
I think for me, it's to dig deeper and deeper and write about those things that I'm afraid to deal with, and be as vulnerable as I can, because not only is that going to be my own therapy and help me, it's also going to help me connect to people, and it's and that feels like I'm fulfilling some sort of purpose there.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the songwriting process for me. It's like, let me write something that has never been created before, and something that like moves me to my core, where I can't do anything, I can't help but cry because of this. I love those moments, and I think it's just staying in that place that is gonna make me the happiest. So that's where I go to.
Totally. You know, it's funny, I was listening to this song, and I know you guys' story, and you met in college, and a lot of these memories that the lyrics allude to are when you're far younger than college. I'm curious, you guys didn't know each other then, but do you think you would have gotten along with each other in these younger days?
Yeah. Well, I think so. I think you were...
I mean, I was in band, and I was playing trumpet. You were playing trumpet,
yeah.
right? I feel like we would
have been a marching band together.
Yeah.
Would you have been just as persistent back then?
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you got it.
So I'm going to use a hypothetical here, a little game we'll play based off the song. Let's say that Doc Brown and Marty McFly, they pull up right here on 4th and Broadway in the DeLorean, and they say, guys, you can go back to any year when you were younger, but you can only choose one year. What year would you choose and why?
Man.
I'm going to cry. I don't want to do this game.
No, you should do it then.
I should do this. I know mine.
Go.
Mine would be 95.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why 95?
I was 10 years old, and right around then was when like the bullying started for me, and I feel like had I responded differently, like my response to the bullying was, okay, they don't like something about me, let me change everything about myself till they do. And I would have gone back and been like, okay, I am who I am. I'm gonna just stay this way. And if you like it, great. If you don't, great. I would have done that differently. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's great. Do you have a year?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar. I would go back to 98, though.
Okay.
So that was 7th grade for me. Just because junior high it's just so tough for everyone. But, same thing. That's when all the bullying starts, and I wish I could just tell myself that I was awesome. I didn't know. I still don't know.
I think. Well, you talk about, going through hard times, and we all go through them, right, in middle school, high school years. And your music, it's funny to think about, but your music has been this great kind of thing to lean on for so many people. Songs like Say Something, even, other songs you guys have. Was there music back in 95 and 98 that you kind of went to and was a friend to you?
Yeah, so back in 95, 98, so my first concerts were Yanni concerts. Do you guys know Yanni? Yeah. So Yanni was like this. It was back in the days of like Johnny and like John Tesh, and it was like this really. It was like symphonic orchestra. I guess it was a little cheesy. He played piano. He had like 2 pianos. Like he used to play like that, and he had like a violinist who was like a rock star, and like a percussionist who was like a rock star, and we would go see Yanni.
Nice. So it was Yanni for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was writing like instrumental piano pieces.
Wow.
That were very influenced.
Wow, as young as 7th grade.
Yeah, by Yanni.
Wow, that's awesome.
I went to one Yanni concert with my barber who looked like Yanni. And it was at PNC Art Center in Jersey, and then we all showed up, and everyone stood up and started applauding because they thought it was us walking with Yanni. True story.
Good friends with your barber, huh?
Yeah.
Going to concerts with barber? I wish I had that relationship. Any songs back in the day?
I feel like Gloria Estefan was big in my house.
You were just saying Florida.
Yeah.
Grew up in Florida.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't remember. I feel like right around before 10, it was like the standards were big for me. Like Al Jolson was big for me. Frank Sinatra, like that kind of stuff was big. And the Disney stuff. I feel like those are the things I sort of gravitated towards. And then after that, I sort of went with the cool kids and whatever they liked, I liked,
Right, of course. Yeah. Now I'm going to turn it over to the audience before you guys are going to perform for us in just a little bit, which is very nice of you. We'll hear Younger, I believe, live, which I'm very excited to do. But let's get to our first studio audience question. It'll come from right here.
Hi, this is going to be an online question. Daniel K. would like to know, do you plan on releasing the Christmas song you performed at the Ingrid Michaelson's Holiday Hop last year?
Good question.
That's a great question.
So we wrote a Christmas song, and we were just talking about this. Are we gonna record it?
Yeah. I feel like if we do, we would need to do it within like the next couple months, because I feel like Christmas songs need like a lot of lead time. But
the answer is probably.
Awesome. We have time for one more question.
Hi, thank you for being here. Based on the cover of the single, I was wondering if you are big video game fans.
Yes.
this guy is a huge video gamer.
Are you?
Yeah.
I just got a Switch last week, and I'm like,
Hold on. They don't know what
a
Switch.
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And I started playing Zelda, and I think it was like the best and the worst thing I've ever done, because I can't stop thinking about it.
We took a 3.5-hour flight that Ian was like, I can't believe we're here already, because he was playing the Nintendo.
Video games. I have a tendency to be obsessed, so I have to watch it. I have to put like time limits on it.
That's awesome. So we're unfortunately out of time for the chat, but you guys are, again, going to perform some music here in just a little bit. But I did want to ask really quick if there's any idea of like a larger body of work or like what Younger is leading to.
Yeah, we have an album's worth of material that's done.
Yeah. It's ready to go.
It's ready to go. I think we didn't want to rush anything, so we just want to kind of start off slowly with this song. I think this song is a really great introduction to what the album is. It's produced by our band, who you're going to see in a few minutes, and
it's probably like the work that I think both of us are most proud of, because it's really authentic to us and who we are.
These guys are some of our best friends, and they've been playing with us for years, and they know us, and they're also musical unicorns. So if you've seen us live, it sounds like us live. I think this is the most realized album in terms of that. It captures our live show.
We're self-titling the album A Great Big World, because it feels like the most A Great Big World that we've ever been, at least on the 3 albums that we've done. But yeah, it feels like an arrival moment.
That's exciting to hear. Yeah, I mean, self-titled, that's you.
Yeah.
It's putting yourself out there. I dig it. All right, well, guys, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Again, Younger, available out everywhere. Stream it, buy it, do whatever you got to do. It's a great song, and thank you very much for your time, guys.
Thank you.